Hello, YouTubers. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to PDINA. Hope you're doing well. Hope life is seeing you grand today. Well, we need to talk about a few things only because this is how we really can evaluate what is going on. I want to talk about Meghan Markle's appearance at the variety event, Power of Women, just to break a few things down, to give you some of my revelations, some things that I saw. Only because I think as a person who has loved seeing the royal family, someone who has admired Princess Diana and all the good work that she did, I look at this Meghan Markle situation and I feel so drawn to it. I feel so connected to what we're seeing in real life. It's almost like you see a tragedy and you just can't help but look and comment and say, what? And this is what I'm talking about today, the launch of Meghan Markle's career with this whole variety event. This is the article that I'm reading about. It says, is Meghan launching a new career as a Hollywood producer? Duchess poses with big-time hitting movie executives as she teases exciting new projects at an LA gala, while strike hit Tinseltown is hungry for fresh shows. So we got to break this down. I'm going to give you my whole read and vibe from it. So let's just get into it right now, shall we? We can see that Meghan, she posed with these very powerful women in Hollywood, and she hinted at this TV and film comeback while mingling with some of the Tinseltown executive women at this event, at this Mom's Night Out gala in Los Angeles. Dress was paired, we can see with the slick back bun and with these Aquazzura heels that cost $900. Yeah, we got to just show up in the most expensive to really kind of be in company of those that can afford these kinds of things. You know what I'm saying? And she said that on the red carpet that she and Prince Harry were working on exciting new projects and can't wait to announce them, and how this whole sentence, how they wrote that, is wrong. And I'm going to break that down too. And Meghan appeared to have posed for pictures with two people. Both happened to be Hollywood producers. She was also all smiles as she stood next to Janet Yang, the American film producer who made her name working with Steven Spielberg, and now the current president of the Academy of Motion and Picture Arts and Sciences. Very big time person in Hollywood. And during the meal, Meghan smiled with a photographer, and she sat next to Paulina Akbokwe, the Nigerian-born chairman of Universal Studio Group, who runs the gigantic NBC TV network. Okay, we also know another heavy-hitting person within the industry. Brand and culture expert Nick Ed told Mail Online it was the accident that shrewd player Meghan posed with two of the most powerful women in Hollywood, and says it is a big hint that she is pushing to do more TV and film. Yes, I agree. She is trying to show something by strategically posing with these very powerful minority women. She is sending a message, okay? I got some info on that too. So we can see Meghan is at this Power of Women's event, Variety. We all remember when she had posed on the cover of Variety magazine last year after the death of the Queen. And, there's obviously a relationship with Variety. So that should be the number one telling signal there. Okay, because Variety magazine is the top Hollywood magazine for the industry, and we know she is with WME, and they are more than likely behind that. Because that's how she announced being with WME, when that Variety cover came out. So we can see there's a connection between Variety and her agent. So that should be the first sign there that the only reason why she is really there is because of her agent. The one thing about Meghan and what she is trying to do, showing herself as someone who is there to support women, empowerment, and these really strong buzzwords around we women, we strong, we're coming to save the day, and I'm here to support the women. I'm a women advocate. I do what I do to support the strength of women. But there's a big but there, Otis. There's a big but. Because all we have to do is look at the history of Meghan and her time shown with women that are not the big Hollywood executives. So we can see how she has always treated her sister. And I don't know if you all know this, but there was a big blow up with Meghan and her sister Samantha when Samantha had contacted Meghan out of the blue just to say something about, it was something very generic. It wasn't to confront her or to do anything nefarious. It was just out of the blue to say hi, along with something else she wanted to say. But at that moment, it was when, after she had become the Duchess, she hung up the phone and said, "Why the F did you call me?" or "How did you get this number?" It was a very shrewd response. Very shrewd. Any woman that advocates for women or has always wanted to advocate for women, first of all, would not talk like that about a sister who especially is handicapped, who has her own issues. When has Meghan ever shown support for a disabled sister that she has? She has done everything to diminish, to degrade, to show complete disdain for a sister that has a disability. So that should be a clue in itself, okay? But then we also have the other accusations, like Charlotte, Princess Charlotte, and how she treated her during the wedding. We all know the stories. We've heard the allegations of her bullying her own female staff within the royal family, and how she treated Princess Catherine. Who cannot get along with Catherine? You just look at that woman, you can tell that woman is getting along with people just because she's just a good, nice person. If you have a problem with Princess Catherine, I'm calling her Princess Catherine, I know, okay? Just let me do what I'm doing, okay? Don't tell me why it's not Princess Catherine. It's just what flows for me right now in this moment. But Princess Catherine is such a nice, easygoing, easy to get along with kind of a person. If you cannot get along with Catherine, Princess of Wales, who can you get along with? Really, if you cannot get along with Catherine, then you just can't really get along with people in general. Like, there's something wrong with you. Because there's no reason for not being able to get along with someone like Catherine. Okay, you can tell a lot about a person by how they get along with people that are easygoing. Okay, so that right there is your first clue. So her being this power of women, trying to support and advocate for women, and how she has treated women in her own personal life says a lot about how she is trying to move in this space of supporting women in general now, while on the big leagues with people who are really at the top of their game, who worked very hard, mind you, to be where they are. It shows that you are superficial. It shows that you're not really advocating for women in their own individual complexities of how they show up within your life, but you're advocating for them because it looks good on camera for you to be alongside powerful women and advocating for them. That's the only relevance that it really brings at this moment. And how we can see that she doesn't have any of her personal friends that are female in her life now. It's all the new people. It's all the people who showed up when she became the Duchess. Oh, I'll be your friend. I'll be your friend. And of course, she's going to welcome these people and be their friends because they can do something for her. They can look good alongside her. But when it mattered, when it really mattered to have relationships with people that could not do anything for you, she was not there. So let's never forget that. Because I'm going to break down why what we're seeing in this variety thing is not what you may think it is. Oh, she's showing up. She's successful. She's with the big hitters. Oh, no. That's not what we're seeing here. I'm almost there. Just give me a second. Okay. And then she goes on to tease these projects with Harry. Now, this article made it sound like her and her husband Harry are teasing new projects. But let's just take a listen one more time at exactly what she said to really get a breakdown for what I heard in that moment.
So we can announce them, but I'm just really proud of what we're creating. My husband is loving it too. My husband is loving it too. My husband is loving it too.
So she said, we're really proud of what we're creating, meaning she's not creating them with Harry. She's creating them with other people, her agent, or maybe other behind the scenes people, producers, who she's creating projects with. And then she says, what did she say? Let's just listen to how she interjected Harry afterwards. And my husband is loving it too, meaning he is not in the loop with the projects that she is creating. Oh, yes, that's what she said, folks. And my husband is loving it too. Meaning he is loving it to say, oh, I got to put something in here that shows Harry's a part of these projects. We can't forget him. We can't make people think I'm not working with him. Hint, hint. He's the whole reason why I'm here. Hint, hint. Oh, yes. And my husband, he's loving it too. So she interjects Harry to simply say that he's happy about the projects that I'm creating. I'm interjecting him so you know he's a part of it, but he's really not because of how she spoke about it before mentioning him. You see, when you speak in a way that's not truthful or how you want people to see, you end up saying things that gives it away. And that's how she gave it away for me with that right there. So we can see her agent has everything to do with this whole Hollywood thing. And the thing you have to understand about Hollywood is always empowerment and feel good. And yes, oh, I love working with so-and-so. I love this. And oh, don't we look pretty? You know, and a lot of people talking about her taking Ozempic, and I believe it because she does have that really gaunt look about her that shows she is doing something to get her weight at a place where it's very acceptable in Hollywood to be super thin like that. And she would do herself a favor to put on weight because her face and the way she smiles, where she has the lines, it doesn't do her good to have not enough meat in her face. And I think I don't look good being too skinny either. I think it can make you not look well. You can look a little malnourished. But Hollywood has this thing about making people feel like they have to fit a certain image type to be accepted. And so Meghan is in that I want to be accepted mode. So she's not going to show up in how she is able to show up being comfortable with herself. She's going to show up in a way that makes Hollywood look at her favorably. And this is why being very thin is so important to her. This is how you can tell this event, this showing up looking like this in this dress, which I believe is a beautiful dress. I believe it fit well on her, but I think she's looking too skinny and she doesn't have a face that can look nice, very thin. She looks a lot better when she has more meat on her bones. But this is how you can see she's trying to be accepted by the Hollywood people because she's showing up in that acceptable, very thin Hollywood mode. Hollywood, like I was saying, is always, it's always nice. You never really hear people say anything bad about anybody that they've worked with in Hollywood. Hollywood can see Meghan Markle coming a mile away. Because like I said, her father preceded her in Hollywood. People know stories about working with Thomas Markle, and he had a very good reputation in Hollywood. And so when people equate who Meghan is, they're going to always, in Hollywood entertainment terms, understand that she is the daughter of Hollywood lighting director Thomas Markle. And because we can see in real time that she doesn't treat her father very kindly, then people know where she's coming from. They can see she's an opportunist. She is a grifter. She is a person who's trying to climb the ranks of Hollywood via her marriage to this man that we all know she doesn't really love and care for. And why wasn't he there? Why wasn't Harry not there? Why? Why? I mean, the only reason why she's even able to appear in this setting is because of her husband. Because she's sending a message that I'm showing up in Hollywood alone. Because I'm no longer attached to this man that gave me my notoriety, that gave me my popularity. I am no longer want to be branded and associated with him. Look at me as an individual now making it in Hollywood on my own. He has served his purpose. So I no longer need him there. Now, whether or not they've had an argument, Harry didn't want to go, whatever, you would think if you're showing up to something in Hollywood and this is your new life and you are only really here because of your husband, you would be there with him, showing him, I'm the Duchess. Here's my husband. He made me a Duchess. Hollywood sees Meghan coming. They can see how she is an opportunist, but they're not going to show disdain or not liking someone because of their past and how they've treated people. They have a certain decorum about themselves at these events. We have to be, we're civilized. We're civilized. There's definitely a level of being cordial amongst the A-listers at these events. But there's a lot of talk that goes on behind the scenes. And I can assure you that a lot of that is going on with the people that know what has happened, that know Meghan coming a mile away. And that's going to be a lot of people because the A-listers, the majority of them, from what I've seen, are very much pro Catherine and William. So they can see her, be nice. Oh, hi. Be like, when the cameras aren't rolling and when they're with their friends, they've got something that is showing us, we really support the other royals kind of a thing. But we're not going to see that because Hollywood doesn't do that. Now, we have some, like, those that have talked about them being grifters and, some Hollywood people, right? But they're not the ones that Meghan wants to be in bed with, so to speak. Okay, but it gets around, the word gets around, okay? Let's look at this picture right here. Now I want to tell you what I saw when I saw this photo. I saw her sitting here. So the head of NBC TV, she's sitting there, right? And I can imagine Meghan coming up to her when everyone's getting up, walking around, because you can see in the background, people are walking around. She got up and said, that's the head of NBC TV. I got to get up and go say something to her. And I can imagine that she got up and went and sat down and someone took a photo that she may have had there paid to do it. Take a picture with me right now. Because it doesn't look like they were actually sitting together. This looks like one of those moments where she went and sat down next to her to just say hi. And then someone said, let me take your picture. And then they took the picture real quick. And Meghan is very strategic that she will want you to see her taking a picture with someone at this level. Let's never forget how she has treated women who could not do anything for her. Of course, she's going to sit there and be like this with someone that can do something for her because there's something to gain. But what I find troubling, this is how I want to sum it up. I find it troubling that there are a lot of women, most of these women, a lot of them have worked extremely hard to get to where they are. They have paid the price. And what Meghan is trying to do at this very moment is she's trying to go with what she had already started when she was in Hollywood on Suits. She's trying to shortcut her way in to the top. This is a woman that just got to Hollywood, essentially, and she's already being honored, winning awards, being seen with A-listers. That is where her time is consumed with the image of what it looks like. This was nothing more than Meghan showing up to an event that her agent helped her to get into, trying to establish herself as a single woman of influence without Harry, and to say to Hollywood heavy hitters, see me as one of you, although I know I'm not one of you, because I know I don't have the talent to be one of you. Just let me pretend that I am.